We've been getting a lot of awesome replies and uh, um, attention videos. So I do appreciate. We're just basically trying to make better products for our customers and everybody else. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We call ourselves, and my which my company, I like to give more glory to God. We call ourselves Christian Home Theater Screens because everything we have is based off Jesus, and we give all dedication to God. Um, Questions. I remember which ones I saw. Floor projection screen demonstrations. I am going to be doing more of those. I only did those two to test out the projector, which actually definitely needs a new lamp in it, and want to see how for where we have to put it to expand it, but just give a little test. We still have to do the mat service. That's a rollout for the yoga mat. Um, so that's pretty much it right there. So we're gonna be doing more videos on that one next week. I just got a few things I gotta get out of the way first. Can you walk on the screen? Yeah, you can walk on the screen. You walk on it all the time. Once you paint it down to the surface, you can walk on it. I had one actually rolling a chair back and forth across it downstairs in the workshop when I was up in Haventown. People walk on it all the time in here. It won't damage it, doesn't crack, doesn't peel, nothing. We've been doing these kind of floor setups for a long time, so it take a lot of abuse. Especially I got a cat in here, so it pretty much puts its claws in it every chance it gets. So yeah, it takes a lot of damage, but it's not gonna crack or peel. It still stays intact. And you even see what this thing looks like up close to see what Taco did to it. Yeah, he pretty much wrecked it, but it still runs, but no problem. What was the other one? When is the product going to be available? We're still waiting for paperwork to come back. We're still testing this thing out. It's changing in so many different directions. Like now we got it now where it's basically pulling up white levels higher than gray screens. It's at 50 that and the clears that. I mean, screens are doing a lot of crazy stuff. We're still trying to figure out exactly what we have here. The gaming versions of them, which is actually the clear ad tech version, it can be used for advertisement, it can be used for movies, it can be used for sports. It's got that luxury option of having that that front transparent screen, which people freaking love that part at the end of the day with the Pepsi bottle on the other end. It has advertising applications. It took a direct sunlight hit from light at 50 lumens at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We're gonna be doing some more stuff with that. We have a display case that we're working on that people can put their items in and they can project or map through it, and it gives your items like a more realistic effect to it of advertising. Like if you're selling soda or beer or whatever, it basically you can do an application design where you can make it snow, freeze up, water spraying. It's just some crazy stuff we're working on. So that ad tech right now we can call it can't call it ad tech. Just has multiple applications attached to it, and then in gaming applications on it, the fact that we only used a 1050 graphic card and a 720p $50 projector to get our graphics to produce that high pretty much tells me at the end of the day that I never have to spend the money for a high-end graphic card ever again. Like, don't need one. And it's interesting because the tech guy was in here yesterday um, looking over what I needed to run the projector mapping applications. Oh, I always ask people what they have in their PCs. He doesn't have a 5090 in there. He's got like something like a 3070 and his system's set up. I told you before, majority of most PC gamers really don't spend the money for the high-end parts, you know what I mean? They just don't, at some point, to tell you the truth. I mean, it's nice to have. You're going to build a Lita system. That's great and all. But do you really need to spend the money? Nah, not really, to tell you the truth. You know, and I understand because I got 1050s in mine. So the fact that having that gaming technology and show him what the 1050s look like on that technology, he was blown away from it because he's got a 3070 and his is far better than mine at the end of the day. So I know what his graphics going to look like. But anyway, so that screen's not going to be available probably roughly, I give or take, probably September because it's a lot of stuff we got to do on it. It's so much testing. We got so many versions of this screen. It's not even funny. On top of that, we're physically making screens. I told you I want to get more into making screens and actually screen paints at the end of the day. We're stopping at the Quantum. It's the last screen paint. We don't have any interest in making any more of them. And then there's another spray-on application used for projector mapping application. That's the one we showed up that does that invisible contrast shifting technology. That's pretty much it. There's only two. Everything else is all physical screens. Anything you see is pop up with, that's a physical screen. So we got an acoustic screen coming out in different sizes. Our blackout calls from the door. Every single one of them are going to be acoustic because I like acoustic material the way it is. And usually they charge you more for that. We're looking at getting a motorized projection screen. So I'm in talks with some people overseas, and these are people design these white projection screen, tons of them. So we're working with them on getting a tension screen because I would like all my screens to be tension. So I might start with the good stuff. Why start with the mediocre stuff? Get the good stuff in right from the door. Let me see. We got big boy screens coming in. We got the mesh screens we're working on right now. That's involving some Atec spray-on coating with that. I would like to have my own inflatable projection screens. I think that'd be nice. We can have them all black, and we can make definitely not with that motor attached to it, because I've done enough with the motor, and I hate the motor screens because they're loud, they're noisy, stuff gets sucked into them. You got to keep the motor running 24/7. It's just cool. I hate using those things. And they're really not portable because you got to have somewhere to plug it in at. So I rather prefer our inflatable screens be like, like you blow up a beach ball or an air mattress, what I mean? Basically already blown up. Those things cost a lot of money. They charge you so much money for cordless outdoor inflatable screens, where we want to make them super affordable where everybody can get them. So that's the whole goal. The whole goal is to take the technology we're blessed to be to have, engineer it into better high performance screens, and start everybody off with the best from the door. Not nickel and diming you and say, well, if you can't afford the high end, you got to deal with this. That's what you get because you don't have the money. That's kind of messed up. So yeah. And then with the fact that we got this goal where we're only spending our budget, we can only have projectors under $200. That's our budget. Because we want to have a track record to show that, hey, look, this is my eBay history on shopping for projectors. We did all these setups under 200 bucks. So someone was asking us about the setup we did with oh my goodness. I think it was the one with the floor and the ceiling going off at the same time with the whole portrait mode. Okay, so the portrait screen was done with projector mapping applications. The ceiling was done with a BenQ projector I got for around 130 bucks. The ceiling was about 180 inches. The floor was about 150 inches, and I did that with a I got it around here somewhere. It's an Ultra Short Throw projector. I got it for 60 bucks. Can you believe it? All those were 720p projectors, and then the one hitting the screen was actually the one I used in my demonstration, which is a Christie LW400. I like those for portrait. I use those all the time. I'm actually using one right now. So that one right there ran me roughly around, I think, 125. So we didn't pay a lot of money for the projectors and the setup. And all that was basically the surface micro mesh was coated with an invisible black technology. Floor was coated with the black technology, and ceiling was coated with the black technology. So that's what that was right there. Hold on for a minute. I am doing the PC at the same time. We're doing our Fallout PC. So the flex screen just got ordered. We got one coming in, 12 inches by 12 inches. It's going to be a beautiful screen. It's going to allow me to set it up and connect it right in front of my motherboard. You can see right through it. You'll be able to see the coating we're going to put on it. You'll be able to see all your glow-in-the-dark parts and everything, but you'll be able to game off of it. So you'll be able to graphic card right to your portable PC, and boom, right up the screen. I can't wait for it to get here. So let me see. Figuring out what we're running here. I think it's going to another PC. Yeah. There we go. Surface right here. It's the one that actually generates a white level so high, turns a gray screen unwatchable. Which my buddy had to come over and see this. He was like, that can't be true. Yeah, he was over here checking it out, poking the screen and everything. He was like, that's freaking crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, I've never seen one look at half off the wall. Doesn't even match. But like I said, I've never seen one do that before. I've seen silver screens do it, because silver screens pick up very high white levels, but I've never seen a black screen ever do it. So that's new for us. That's why we're just going. That's why every time I turn, I think there's something different. Like, oh shoot, that and mine. We haven't done the color patterns with it yet, because this thing does different colors. So that's gonna be quite handy to come in. So my projector I'm using here. If we're asking about the projector we have here is the Cumi. Paid 40 bucks for it. Mine gonna keep everything under $200. and my projector over here, which is on our Quantum Black technology. Our screens here is a panel system. Actually, it's all made out of panels because, you know, they told me that I couldn't touch the wall. So I had to figure out how to install a screen without touching the wall. And this is a cardboard box system. So this whole thing is all made out of cardboard and plastic panels. And we're able to coat that and convert that to our screen we have here. So this is our screen paint. Someone's asking about, do we have screen paint products? We do. There it is right there. Get this out of the way. And this is on a 720p projector WXGA that cost me 50 bucks. It's not even running HDMI ports. It's actually running through adapters. So we're using the VGA. So we just tell people at the end of the day, hey, if you don't have the ports for your, whatchamacallit, for your, there's a spoon down there. Spoons there because I eat in here sometimes. It's an office. Anyway, so it has what's it? It has this technology right here has front and rear. That's what I remember. We can make a rear projection if we want to. We have that capability, but I'm going to keep it as a front projection technology. We have all testing on the products, which you can watch. Which again, as I said before, most of the demonstrations we see, if not all of them, don't have any tests on their YouTube channel. We've been searching for these tests and can't find them. This has been done on black, which means a black on black test is where we stick it against black paint, black fabric, black film, black everything. Anything that's black that can come close to matching the screen, it's already been tested. As a matter of fact, we have one of the largest black on black tests. Is it weatherproof? Yeah. And how do we know about weatherproofing? If you go to www.ileg-technology-screens-info, I'll put the link below. You can check out our other page. It's a how-to page. There's a lot of tons of information on there to teach you how to build screens, paint screens, the whole 9 yards from our experience. But there's a section on there that shows a huge, massive grid on some of the outdoor projection screens we have built and put up. And there are quite a lot of these screens we have on there. And we have customer demonstrations and stuff like that on our products. This is the portrait we have here on the Christie projector. And I like the Christies better because the Christies have handles at the bottom, which make them easier to set down, no vents to block. On top of that, it's a square projector, even make it even more easier, and the vents are in the front. It also has lens shifts. You can direct exactly where you want your image to go from left to right. These are fantastic. It has 4,000 lumens on it, but we got it at eco mode and whisper, because if you're looking through them, people have asked me, where's eco? It's whisper. That's what it has on under whisper. We got it at 2,500 lumens, so it'll run in here with full lighting, no problem. Let me get my lights real quick. So in full lighting, we can operate with no problem. None of the technology has any issues. It's all designed to thrive in fully lit environments. That's why we engineered it that way. We didn't want something that basically plunged our customers into darkness with these ambient light controlled environments. We don't deal with that nonsense. All our stuff basically is designed to pull up in a fully lit environment, whether it be 300 lumens or whether it be 25. It reads with no problem. And we can do this outside with no problem at all. Yeah, we call this area the UFO. I already get headaches in here because the lighting is so bright in here. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, we make a screen paint product. And you see that's the size of my screen. My screen's huge. 160 inch, 1610. They're huge. And we run just about anything we want off here. So it was made to do multiple projectors, setup, stuff like that. We got another projector up there. That one's already in the process of being repaired. Another Christie that I got it for 60 bucks. So the whole purpose is basically on our end is to develop technology that is tested, which is very important. I can't put that enough. Our products do have something called batch number verification, which means that the product is tested before it's sold to the customer, which means that's our guarantee right there. We also too have, matter of fact, I just found out today my YouTube channel just turned 13 years old. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of work for a very long time. Very, very long time. Tons of experience in the field. All right, let's get back over here. Right now I gotta go finish my billboards for my Fallout PC, which I'm working over here, because that's going to display our new Flex. Our new Flex is going to be our gaming screen. Where is the mouse for this one? I was listening to this song called Push It to the Limit. I have to listen to all the songs that I play because I want to make sure there's no curse words or nothing in there when we're basically playing it back. So I listen to the song first before I can actually put it into my video. And this is on my PC right now, so I finally got the monitor out of the way, and I can run it off of here. So this summer, I should be everywhere, all over Allentown with the Flex. Because they're portable, get a little projector. I found a Buddy Jackery system that's really small. It'll run my projector and all my stuff without a problem. It'll allow me to go all over the place and set it up and show it off and pass out our business cards and stuff like that. Let me see if I got any other ones at the end of the day. But a guy asked me how can you do the setup. Yeah, it's our screen paint. We gave you the email so you can reach us through our email and we can tell you exactly what projectors we use in the demonstration. I can guarantee you one thing, you won't be paying any $3,000-$4,000 for a projector. That won't be happening because we didn't pay that money ourselves. I always say, like I said, you can't depend on high-end projectors. High-end projectors, number one, cost your customers more money. Number two, cost you more money at the end of the day. And then again, with these machines, especially with that P2, with 1.7 billion colors, and then you got 3,000 lumens, less than a foot at 2 million to 1 contrast, a tri-laser 4K projector. AC specification I'm saying right now, and that thing sits in the dark. It sits so well in the dark that I can literally see the reflection of the chassis when you show up. I can see that bounce right off of it. I'm talking about anybody, informers, whoever has it. But that's what I see. Why is that thing in the dark anyway? I think it's supposed to replace the TV. That's what baffles me at the end of the day. Because if you look at the commercial for the P2, that's not where they were going with that thing. They weren't going with being in the dark. Because they got it in like a fully lit environment and light coming through the window, big open up area. They got it maxed out at 120 inches. I'm thinking like, nah, that's not what I'm reading. I am not reading that at all, period. So the problem you have right there is that gray screens, as I said before, are not meant for high definition projectors in 4K. But at any form set, they're going to tell you right from the door. They're not meant for that. They're meant for darker technology. Why? The contrast levels. Contrast levels pull much better if the screen's darker. Still not reading 100% black. They should be reading a lot better than being on gray and white at the end of the day. So really not getting much out of that. And then with this technology we have here, this technology pulls a white level higher than a gray screen. And it's black. Let me see. White screensaver. Well, there's our white level right there. And you can expect it for yourself. This is gray. As you can see, it's a gray screen. Right there, it's gray. Nothing different about it, just simply gray. It comes up dark next to our technology because our technology generates a white level literally so high that it makes a gray screen look unwatchable. They can't produce next to that technology. So that's the demonstration, guys. So the demonstration with the gray screen and black screen. Yeah, so once we get everything back, once we get everything back, all our paperwork, all our stuff, everything we have, because I had to submit for trademark and patent, pending patent and provisional patent I had to apply for, and copyrights on all the new logos and all that stuff. We would show the company's name, all that stuff once everything's protected. Because as you've noticed, people have a habit of basically taking our labels, touching our copyrights, taking our specifications, even taking our YouTube name. They just try everything. At the end of the day, it's kind of sad at the end of the day too when you think about it. But you know, that's just how it is. If you have good stuff, people are going to copy you. So there you go right there. Let me grab you something else real quick. Because I can't be on here long. I've got some stuff I got to take care of. I'm looking at another form site. Let me see. 4K Snow screensavers. So just we have some snow, and you'll see it doesn't pick up next to our screen. Gray screen, because it even throws the color balance off completely. That demonstration on the Skyworth, man, it just throws the color balance completely off on the gray screen. So that screen right there we have is designed to basically absorb light anywhere in the environment, anything. And for those who are asking, well, what if you're in the dark? When you're in the dark, there still is light in the dark. There's always light in the dark. If you're sitting in the middle of a black hole, that's the only way. There's just no light in a black hole at all. Your projector wouldn't even function. So, with that being said, oh, wrong one. With that being said, yeah, it's actually zapping the screen. It's drawing light out of the screen, out of the gray screen. So the gray screen is picks up any type of light. That screen is actually absorbing its light. That's why it's coming up dark. I was in forum sites and people were looking at it like that. It's crazy, but the fact that that black screen is absorbing the light source out of a gray screen. So if your screen's lighter, it's going to absorb you even faster. If you're darker, and you're still going to get absorbed. But the problem is, when you're darker screen, you're going to need every bit of white light that you can pretty much be able to produce, because again, you're a darker screen. That'll make your screen look completely unwatchable. You won't be able to see anything at all, period. As we did the demonstration with the darker certified gray and lighter grays, you can see the difference. Should just call it straight the black hole. It absorbs all light. No light can escape it. There we go. Now you see how it can't pick up black? Of course it's not going to be able to pick up black because our screen's 100% black, so the gray screen can't read it. There you go right there, see? Okay, it doesn't pick up any white levels at all. So we go to contrast levels, it doesn't pick up. We go to white levels, it doesn't pick up at all, period. Up and close, you can see the massive difference. So this won't be available. These are different rooms for the technology, and yeah, there's probably a whole lot of software engineering between that time involved with the technology. Oh, sorry about that. Involved in this technology, so that means yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff. We got these screens coming out for virtual fish tanks, like visual effect fish tanks, and they're shaped weird. They're weird shapes to them. Can't even tell you what they look like. We got the screen coming out that basically can place to your desk. It'll operate on 350 to 300 lumen projectors and up off your desk, so you can convert your entire desk. We can fit out, like bad fitters, we can fit out the screen to your desk, so you'll have tabletop projection application, and then you can make it as high as you want. If you want the whole wrap around, you can also turn that into a projection screen. Also too, it's both front and rear. So that way, you know, you can put projectors on the outside or inside, however you want to set up for your ultimate desk setup. I had a bunch of gamers talking about that the other day, talking about that'd be freaking sick. They could game off their desk and then have this wraparound screen. They can game off that either front or back. So they kind of like that idea altogether, especially for driving simulators. We can actually put a desktop driving simulator that has a screen that wraps around. Put the projectors on the other side, and they pop right through. Yep, got a whole lot of stuff we're working on. It's a whole lot of crazy stuff we're working on. I got a friend of mine, like I said, he has a 3D printing business. This guy used to print car parts. And we got talking to him about it. He's like, man, stuff I could do. Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. So this is going to be all affordable technology. I see people who do those truck driving simulators, and they just have the screens in front of it. And can you imagine having a screen framed to your desk that wraps around you? And you can have your projectors on the outside, and they will push right through with no problem. Or you can have on the inside. And keep in mind, it doesn't require heavy projectors. This stuff will operate in this environment we have in here, commercial, at under 50 to 300 lumens. So these projectors aren't big. That's what I wanted for the desk. I didn't want big bulky projectors on my desk like I have with this one. I wanted something where we have much smaller applications, which we'll get to that. We're just doing this at a different pace. So right now I'm going to be working on the desk, and hopefully we get the floor finish and we can start showing up that part too on top of that. But yeah, that's just some of the crazy stuff we're working on. So I got to go over and I got to pick up some hot cheese curls. But I need hot cheese curls, hot sauce. I like to see if I can get my hands on a hot pepper. And we're going to do a visual display where it's going to look like it's all in flames. Something cool with that at the end of the day. But anyway, we can do indoor signs. AdTech, we found out that I had to go over to something permits and something had me go over to license inspection, something zoning and license inspection and be over there. Which I'm glad because I got some very good information that I needed to know about the ad tech because again it never dawned on me about possibly causing car accidents because it can. Because again you have a huge massive display popping up on the glass and if somebody looks away at this somebody can be hit by a car or if you have a massive car accident, a lot of things could pop up. So I'm glad I did talk to somebody that you give me some information. So inside malls or strip malls and stuff like that, places where cars can't travel back and forth in, we have access to those areas. We can hook up in those areas, not a problem. As for advertising showpieces, that's what we're building right now. He's going to be printing out advertising showpieces where you can put your items behind it and bring that to life, like a commercial on your product, on your display. So we're building that. And then basically for those of you that are into expos, shows and stuff, or showing off whatever you have, we got these showroom tables coming out that activate with ultra short throw projectors and Pico projectors where instead of having brochures littered all over your table, you can show an actual commercial right off the top of your table, and with the ultra short throw at the bottom, you can bring your banner completely to life. So that's what we're working on next. We're working on basically technology used to bring your advertisement to life in showrooms. So that's coming out a lot of the projects we're working on right now. So, yep. And crazy busy. And this is the reason why we're in here working on this PC over here because I am getting ready to design. I like the Fallout. We're doing a Fallout system. I got a screen coming that's going to fit here. It's going to allow me to display all my parts. I can game right off of it. That is going to be one of the modifications for the Flex that are going to be showing off pretty soon. And I'm going to be probably having that all around Allentown showing it off. Yeah, so it's a lot. A whole lot. But I'm worried about it. You know what I mean? Lord blesses us to get through everything we got to get through, get everything done, and get everybody taken care of. But the main goal is to develop better, more high sufficient technology for our customers that they don't have to be stuck with spending a ton of money for something they're really not going to get anything out of. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time, for stopping by. I got to go. Thank you all. Be safe out there. God bless. And of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. If it weren't for him, none of this would ever be possible. Got to go and be blessed.